On November 25th, DOE ordered the Eddystone Gas and Oil Fuel Generation Facility in Pennsylvania to delay its scheduled retirement for a third time based on a potential shortage of electric energy. Do you believe that the PJM region faces a potential energy shortage?
Thank you for the question. Yes.
For the record, PJM itself determined that closing the Eddystone plant would not hurt grid reliability. And if you believe there is an energy shortage in PJM, why did you take what the federal court described as an arbitrary and capricious action to cancel offshore wind projects that were permitted and ready to go?
I appreciate the question. I think it's important to clarify that PJM requested the 202C order that you just referenced, and I think it's also important to recognize—
You're not answering the question about canceling the offshore wind projects.
Sure, and I'm happy to get to that, but I think it's important to clarify the facts. And the facts in this case are that PJM requested that order, and that those units that you referenced in PJM
You're still not answering the question. In a large swath of the Mid-Atlantic region, offshore wind has one of the highest resource adequacy scores among all energy types. In other words, when it comes to lowering the probability of blackouts, offshore wind outcompetes all of the other sources of energy and is even on par with gas-fired power plants. Right now, in PJM, a six-hour battery contributes more to reliability than a gas-fired combustion turbine, thanks to the battery's reliability during winter. So what's coming out of DOE just simply doesn't make any sense when it comes to cost, when it comes to reliability. You're still not— I think folks across the country and businesses large and small want to know why the Department of Energy is like making life so much more expensive and canceling these projects. What is it? How do you justify this?
Well, thank you for the question. Offshore wind is some of the most expensive energy that exists. I will say the energy system is designed to meet peak demand, and this is what the grid operators
You know what's expensive, Mr. Fitzsimmons? You know what's expensive? When a project and a business has invested billions of dollars, they've gone through and they've gotten permits, they've hired a bunch of people, and then at the 11th hour, a president who's focused on retribution, who, what the court said, acts in an arbitrary and capricious manner, comes and takes a hatchet to it, and it's costing people a lot of money, and they're angry about it. There are petitions online saying mercy, and then when you add into it what the Republicans have done in the big ugly bill to rip away savings, that's not making us more secure. It's not making the grid more reliable. It's not serving the best interests of this country. How do you answer that?
Well, I think on the specific issue of the offshore wind permits, those are DOI permits, and so I'm sure that they would be happy to answer your question. What I would say about the resource adequacy more generally is that on day one, President Trump declared a national energy emergency.
And boy, are we in an energy emergency now, and they've made it worse. You've made it worse at the Department of Energy and the Trump administration because you've sabotaged it every step of the way. I hope you'll listen to the federal courts that are calling your actions arbitrary and capricious, and they're costing folks a lot of money, and it's got to stop. People are concerned about their bottom line.